Hello, soul seers. Welcome to this year tarot readings. Um, huh, so let's see, right? Let's ask for our divine blessings from our spirit guides, our universe, the Mother Earth, everybody, everything that actually helps us propel forward in our lives, right? That helps us grow, that helps us heal, right? Let's be grateful to all of that. Let's be grateful to every little experience that we have had in our life and be grateful to the universe in general, all right? Yeah. Let's be forgiving of a new change in our lives. Yeah. Even if that change feels very unforgiving to you in some ways. Yeah, let's be forgiving towards all these little things in our life, right? Yeah, let's go forward. Let's move forward with the reading today. I wanted to do an imagined tarot reading or an imaginary tarot reading for you guys today. That is what I'm being led to say. So let's see, what's an imaginary tarot reading, Spirit? What does it mean to have an imaginary tarot reading? So as I'm saying that, I remember this read that I did some days back. Not some days back. I did it some months back. It is called "This Message Exists to Exist." So there is like a lot of parallel dimensions, sci-fi, a lot of parallel dimensions, different realms going on in that read, right? So there's something around the lines of that, something around the lines of an imaginary read. I'm getting self-sufficient. I'm getting self-sufficient or a reading that suffices itself or self-sufficing read in some manner. Yeah. So maybe a tarot read you guys do for yourself. Maybe a personal tarot read. Maybe a tarot read that actually helps you define who you are in person as yourself, right? And I'm seeing the King of Wands in here. I feel like okay, that's the King of Wands. I wanted to take Three of Wands in reverse, but the King of Wands wanted to come upright. So I feel like this is an energy of finding your inner confidence, finding your inner strength, finding that ability to lead other people, finding that capability within you to lead others, to um, move forward, to help others move forward. It's an energy where you are constantly in this state of movement, right? Constantly in this movement of change, basically transforming yourself to the point and extent that you um, transform the world around yourself. Yeah, magician upright. It's more like every time I see this card, I get this message in my head. Every little impossible thing is possible. Nothing is impossible in this world, because impossible itself has the word I am possible. So there is, I literally feel like that entire thing summarizes the magician card, all right? So there is some word of an energy like that in here. Maybe you guys are trying to accept, or you're learning to accept this new you, or you're learning to accept this. I do not know why I wanted to say the word collagen. So maybe some of you guys are going through some collagen surgery, or maybe you're going through, I'm not saying collagen surgery, but maybe you guys are, I'm sorry for the mic. Yeah, maybe you guys are like trying to, yeah, maybe you guys are like trying to, I'm getting fit in. So I'm sort of seeing that somebody's doing a lot of skincare routine, collagen therapy, and they are trying to. I'm seeing the Eight of Wands in here. So maybe somebody like I feel like there is a risk, right? There is a risk somebody's taking uh, collagen therapy. That also King of Wands of Pride. I feel like yeah, you guys are maybe yeah. This is about um, leading forward with a campaign or leading a sort of, I'm getting company, a group, a communion of people. I'm sort of seeing that you guys could be like, moving forward and therapizing people through your uh, therapizing ability, or through your psychic ability, intuitive ability, or there is something around the lines of your medical ability. Maybe you guys are, I don't know, you guys are into like some sort of collagen therapy and some, I do not know, I'm getting like some skincare routine therapies and all that is coming through. Six of, I want to say six. So I was constantly getting two words, right? I'm getting six of cups in reverse and six of pentacles in reverse. Um, I feel like, yeah, this is a quick, yeah, this is a very quick thing that I feel like it is a quick. I was getting it in my head. I feel like there is some get rich, quick, get rich, quick schemes, quick rich quick money making scheme or something like that that you are following, or there's a pattern that you guys are following as of now, where you are learning uh, how to make money through, I'm getting good schemes as well. So I feel like this is not something bad. I feel like this is a very good scheme to help you um, therapize other people in some sort of manner, and also sort of help you to build a rapport or reputation around the blog. So I feel like there is a huge marketing campaign coming in soon in the future, or maybe you guys are in the marketing campaign where you're marketing for some skincare product or the skincare line or something like that. I feel like that is gonna like, um, I don't see this thing flying off in a long term, because I don't know. I feel like in the long term there can be, because I'm getting the number six again and again, honey. Wait a second, let me like pull out my astrology card. Yeah, I'll not astrology, sorry, my numerology. Bro, I study these things. I keep a note of these things and I never open these notes. Like a little procrastinator that I am. I did take the notes on numerology and numbers, so let me like pick them up so that I can uh, pick on the reading, right? Yeah. Six. Number six is about luxuries. Number six is about Venus. So I do not know what it is. I feel like what you're selling is not a luxury. Like it seems like a luxury brand in the short end, but it doesn't feel like a luxury brand for a long term. That's what I'm trying to say, all right? No offense. Um, Definitely, there is some Venusian energies out here. Definitely, there's a lot of Venusian energies out here, but I do not feel like this is the beauty or the like, see, beauty or the Venusian aspect in the long term. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is not a long term benefit kind of thing, it's just a very short term kind of thingy. How do I say this? I feel like this is not some sort of holistic self-care routine. I feel like this is more of a extra self-care routine that you do. All right. So, a sort of, see, what is luxury most of the times? Luxury is basically, yeah, luxury is basically this, luxury brandings usually have a thing about them, right? And it's an open secret in the luxury industry that the reason that the insecure, like what they are actually selling is not the luxury product, what they are actually selling is insecurity, right? So I feel like for many of you guys out there, um there is like, I feel like, yeah, maybe there is some sort of insecurity that is being trending online or that is selling out online, and I feel like in the long term of, in the long scheme of things, it's not a it's not a big thing, but in a short scheme of things it's a big thing. In a short scheme of things, it's something that people kind of feel necessary, or they kind of want to incentivize on it. And I feel like, yeah, you guys could be hopping onto a trend like that. You guys could be, I'm getting the word miller. I'm getting the word miller. Very weird, very weird, because I was just watching a video of a woman who, I wouldn't say much, but the word Miller reminds me of this person who recently committed suicide. All right, this is the name of a person. I wouldn't put much details into this, but they recently committed. This is someone who recently committed suicide, right? So I do not know. There is somewhat of an energy of, Let me ask the cards, man. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, right? It's not a, yeah, it's not a long term. Exactly. It's, I feel like this is more of a coping mechanism that you guys are selling off, or there is something like that. Either you are selling, yeah, I feel like maybe you guys are selling it because I'm getting that energy right here. So there's like a coping mechanism that you guys could be like selling to people out there. But I don't know, this could be a marketing strategy or something like that. And I feel like people who are coping away from depression, people who are coping from insecurity, people who are coping from anxiety, I feel like that's your target audience, because these people feel the most insecure about these things, right? So they are most likely to buy luxury products to feel better about themselves, right? I feel like that is the target audience in some manner. Yeah. I don't feel like this is a traditional audience. It's not a traditional community based audience that I get. I'm not getting like building a community, building a communion type of audience. I feel like it's more of a, it's not, yeah, it's not something that is built um, with an idea of building a community or building a cult around it. All right. When I say building a cult, I mean, how brands and how merchandise, like for example, I'll give you a very good example. Uh, um, for example, um, any makeup brand, anything, all of these brands, they don't create empires just like that. They create a group of loyal customers who support them, who follow them, right? I feel like yours is not going to be like that. Yours is not going to be a loyal group of supporters. Yours is not going to be a loyal group of community people. I feel like yours is going to be more of a viral thing. I feel like something is going to go viral. I do not see, I do not know why I'm getting suicidal aspects to it, but it most likely gives me, something against the patriarchy. Like I'm getting monarchy as well. So something like, maybe it's a rebellion. I don't know. Maybe I do not understand how buying a facial product or how buying beauty products can ever rebel against the patriarchy or rebel against the monarchy or rebel against the hierarchy orders up there. I do not understand how that works, but we have seen countless times since ancient history that art has always been used to rebel, um, um, used to show like it shows a rebellion. It shows rebellion against the government. It shows rebellions against the uh, the systems. I do not want to, I don't know, yeah, I do not want to latch on that trend of, maybe, okay, I wait a second, let me just, I was actually, getting in my head, I was getting Labubu, you know, how Labubu, which is like buying Labubus, actually became more of a recession indicator because people were buying it out of, like, they were emotionally spending their money, right? They were like spending money on consumerist items. Like, they were basically, it's most like, it's more like a coping mechanism. It's not consumerism anymore. It's more of a coping mechanism based consumerism, right? So people are like keep continuously buying labubus and all that stuff, because they are depressed, they are heavily depressed, and something they need something that looks like luxury. They need something that looks like a labubu to make themselves feel less depressed in their daily life. Yeah, in their, I'm getting in their daily assets. So there is something like, yeah, they want to own something that is not as depressing or not as serious, on, like, they do not want to invest in long term goals. They would rather invest in short term goals, right? Yeah. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting in. Like, there's a depressed energy where people would not want to invest in things that are depressing. They do not want to invest in things that requires them to think too much. They do not want to. I'm getting impressed. So I'm also sort of getting like, I feel like this is maybe because due to the drama that not drama. I think there is some drama that's involving impressing other people, but I wouldn't call it a drama in the sense of that. Like, since long time in our society, we have been having this high, like we have been living in a society where we need to impress our higher ups, right? We need to impress our elders. We need to impress these XYZ people whom we do not know anything about, right? Like these people are so-called managers, so-called bosses, so-called this, so-called that. And I feel like it's this idea of impressing the older generations, or there is this idea of impressing the manager who's already constantly abusive, and also because of the fact that it creates a power dynamic between the employee and the employer, and the employer can abuse the employee whenever they want to. I feel like, and the employee continuously needs to impress their employer. I feel like there is a need, or there is a shift going through the era right now, as of now, where people do not want to, or do not feel like impressing the authority anymore. All right. And I feel like during that, I'm getting pandemic, some sort of pandemic. So maybe it's a canonical, it's something that is happening canonically in some manner. And maybe due to that reason, due to, I'm getting, there is some like there is, I feel like this could be a trend in a specific area of your region. Like, yeah, this could be a trend in a specific region, I guess. Yeah, but I'm seeing many of you guys actually like opting to, I'm getting cell, I'm getting somebody's like selling cellular. I'm getting spectacles. Like somebody's selling spectacles, or somebody's selling specs. You know, they're selling specs um, as a way to form a rebellion against the authority, against the patriarchy, and people who want to defend themselves against this entire idea of patriarchy are coming forward. You know, yeah, to buy these products, not as a long term solution, but as a short term um, emotion. You know, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, be careful. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of triggering energies involving in here, at least in people's lives. You know, it's a sad thing. We do not know what's going on in people's life. Ten of Pentacles upright. I feel like, okay, listen, this is the end of the reading, all right. But I feel like Ten of Pentacles upright. I feel like, yeah, there is going to be, I'm getting, there is going to be a shift in your guys' income. You guys might actually earn a lot from this virality. You might actually end up earning a lot from this virality. I feel like you guys already have an intuitive knowing of this um, um, new wave coming in your direction, or you guys are already very aware of something that is going to happen in some years or in some days. I'm seeing the moon card in both of these spaces, right? So there is something like, um, yeah, I feel like, see, I feel like the moon card is in here, right? But I feel like, yeah, you know how I'm seeing this? I feel like there is this ocean in here, right? I feel like this, under this ocean is the Ten of Pentacles family. That's what I'm seeing intuitively with my cards right now, all right? So what I feel like is that you guys are already seeing this coming, and because you guys are seeing it coming, I feel like you guys will tend to become, or the leaders of your family, or you guys will tend to make a lot of money um, in your family through this sort. Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of legacy, there's a lot of money coming in through this entire cycle that is going on around us right now. Yeah, I don't know, there is a part of me that also wants to say that maybe this I do not want to call her an empress, but she's giving me the vibes of an empress right now. I feel like she's manipulating. I feel like, yeah, maybe you guys are either you're yeah, you are planning things out, or there is something around the lines of you guys are creating things. You guys are like, yeah, you guys are, I think you guys are like in the foundational steps of doing so, and then you are going to project this marketing campaign out in the public, so that yeah, I feel like, yeah, you guys are, I'm getting necessities, so I'm getting necessitate from it. There is something like, yeah, there is something like a necessity. Yeah, I'm getting, it is the it is a necessity of, it's a high time necessity or something like that I'm getting through. And I feel like you guys will be um I don't have the words to say this, but I feel like I don't see when I'm saying the word manipulating. At least as of now, I'm using the word manipulating in a way, in a positive manner. But I feel like you guys are manipulating the entire situation, so that because so that the things go in your way, so that the things are go in alignment with you guys, since you already know what is coming through, and since you already know what is coming through, you are creating an ad campaign or a marketing campaign or um, a work of that kind. You're creating something um, that leads everybody up ahead against the authority, maybe, or maybe you are like leading people up. You are already creating a campaign of some sort, I guess, because you are, I don't know, you are aware, you have already got to know how this works. Yeah, I'm really saying like a marketing campaign that like market is working, or there's something like you guys are already aware of what is going on. So you guys are pretty much, yeah, you have put your hands in because yeah, now yeah, I feel like it's time. It's time for you to start creating. It's time for you to start developing. I'm getting it's time for you to start developing new resources, or it's time for you to start developing new game. All right. So maybe some of you guys are into games. I think yeah, I feel like gaming industry can see a boon in this because when I see the King of Wands upright, I feel um, I do not know why I want to say Raphael, but if you know what is Love and Deep Space, it's a anime boy game, right? Not an anime boy game. It's not an anime boy game. Wait a second. I think it's a Chinese game. Yeah, it's a Chinese game, right? Or a Malaysian game. I totally forgot. But Love and Deep Space is a game, right? And it's a boy game. It's basically I think it's called a shoujo or shonen. I do not know. It's something. It's a harem game, all right, where one girl has to choose between four different men. So there is something I'm getting a light. So um, I do not know. I feel like there is something coming to light. There is something coming back to life, or there is something coming out of darkness, and it is showing light to people. And yeah, you could be a good conduit for that. That's what I'm getting right here. All right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like people will come to listen to you. They are coming to listen to you. They are coming to hear what you have got to say. This could be through the internet. This could be through the internet. Nine of wands in reverse. Yeah, nine of wands in reverse. I feel like yeah, it's not inside the home. So almost like I feel like yeah, you got to like get out of your safe space for this. You got to get out of your safe space for it because I feel like there is some risk in here. This it's risky, all right, because I'm already seeing the eight of wands in here also taking a risk, right? So there's something risky about it. The death card in reverse. I'm getting the death card in reverse. I'm getting be patient about it. Yeah, the death card is in reverse. I feel like something has not died yet. Yeah, I feel like the trend has not died down yet. It is still trending. It is still up there. It is still making its way up to the masses. I do not know what it is. I feel like Six of Cups upright, right? Okay. Yeah. I feel like you can still, I feel like with the Six of Cups in here, you can keep this up for months, at least 6 months at least. I feel like, yeah, there's like something around the lines of this trend has not died down yet, or you still have a chance to make a legacy. You still have a chance of creating a legacy. I'm getting the month of June. I'm getting the month of June or July. So like this trend hasn't died down yet. It is still there. I think it's gonna be there till the end of. Okay, so somebody thought that the trend is gonna stay there till the end of January, but I feel like you guys have not realized that it is still trending, and maybe it's gonna. Yeah, I'm getting mark the date. It's gonna be up to June or something like that. All right. Yeah. This is exactly it. Yeah, it's mark the date. It's gonna be somewhere up to the month of June. The chariot card coming up, right? Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up right away. I feel like be patient. Like I feel like, yeah. I feel like this is more about determination. Um, um, I. It's like hollow space. Okay, I don't know. Something could be significant about the sun rays. Something could be significant about a beam of light. I do not know what it is. But yeah, maybe you guys are the beam of light. Yeah, I think you guys are leading the way in some manner. You guys are helping people lead the way, or you guys are already propelling forward, propelling the collective forward towards this new change, right? Yeah, I'm getting that song in my head. Um, I can see girl. Wait a minute. What is that song? It's Adrenaline by 80s. Yeah, 80s. Yep. Yeah. Um. Yeah. See, the four of swords is in the back of the deck, right? I did not show it properly, but yeah, there was a four of swords. Yeah, four of swords is in the back of the deck, right? Yeah, there is like an adrenaline rush towards it. There is like a whole goddamn market for it. You haven't seen it yet. You haven't seen it. You haven't. I'm getting. You haven't epitomized it yet, or you haven't. Um, oh my God! I say the word epitomize, and the Queen of Cups in reverse comes out. So there is something like you haven't emotionally made up your mind to create this yet. Like you have not yet. I feel like yeah, you're not emotionally um, invested in this to create this. You have not yet epitomized it. I feel like it's more about maybe you have not yet embraced this energy. You have not yet embraced this feeling. I don't know why my hand is like trying to take me towards the left. Let me, yeah, wait a second. I want to use my Cantigi oracle right now. I'm getting Vishuddha, Vishuddha, Vishuddha. Why am I getting the word Vishuddha? If you know what Vishuddha means, I think it means poison war, right? So like a war of poison, a war of poison, venom, venomous war. What does venomous war mean, guys? What does war mean to you? Because I'm seeing the two of cups in here. I'm getting retarded. I'm getting somebody's retarded as fuck. But I'm seeing the two of cups in there. So there is something like maybe you've not embraced the idea of shaking hands with this individual, or I don't know. There is somebody that you have not embraced the idea of shaking hands with. Hmm. I wonder what this is. I feel like you guys are leaning to the left, or you guys are like I don't know what is it. What is the message that wants to come out for um, the collective right now, as of now? What is the message that wants to come out? Dear spirit guides, I thank you for your energy. Dear spirit guides, I thank you for your energy for putting this out in here, so that yeah. Oh, wait. I need to censor this card. I guess. Wait a second. Wait. I need to censor this card because there's some nookie nookie. There's some nookie nookie in this card. Alright. Anyways, yeah. Touching the star is leaf, and yeah, let's see what your cards are saying. While I was like doing this reading, I had like a lot of um, yeah, I was like imagining a lot of stuff. So I remembered a excerpt from my life. All right, so I was suffering from schizophrenia, right? Once upon a time, what happened was that I had a huge crush on this guy on Exokai. All right, he's like the visual of the group of EXO, right? And I still remember I was like watching a little lizard in my room, and I'm somebody who's like terrified of lizards and all that. So whenever I see a lizard, I just start hallucinating shit. All right, so I saw a lizard in my room, and I was like, "Oh my god, Exokai has come into my room." It's so it's just so fucking funny every time I fucking think about that nonsense because it was like there are times in my life where I try to save a random lizard and somehow all of a sudden I'll just look at it and I'll be like, is that Exokai? I do not know. I still do not understand how the fuck did I even find that symbology. Maybe because Exokai is very thin, right? He looks like a little he looks a little bit like a stick, right? So I don't know. Maybe that was the thing. I saw a little lizard in my room, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's Exokai." And it was also in a time of my life when I used to believe in lizard people and like conspiracy theories. So I was like, every lizard around me, yeah, they must all be like K-pop idols who were abandoned by the world. Okay, there are funny things that I think about all the time. So, okay, yeah, I don't know. I was imagining that, all right, and I was just thinking that while I was like watching this card, right, I was reading about this card and I was reading about this card as well. I don't know why I want to say worshipping this card. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys are like into some fertility goddess. I'm getting goddess Inanna in my head right now, particularly. Man, I'm laughing a lot. I'm laughing a lot, and it reminds it. I'm seriously. I'm not trying to laugh, but I'm telling you, thinking about that entire schizophrenic episode gave me a really good laugh. All right. Yeah, but something about the car, and during that time of life, I was like sincerely crying. I was like. I was sincerely crying. I was sincerely crying about a lot of stuff. I was crying like, oh my god, Kai is dying. Everybody's killing the little lizard. Everybody's like, the car, EXO Kai is dying. All right, I was just in a frenzy. Like, I was thinking like that. Ah, oh Lord, it's so funny. Sometimes I'll see a lizard popping out of the fucking garbage, and I'll be like, oh my god, Exokai is sitting in between the fucking garbage, and I was like, oh my, like, why am I getting Exokai is sitting in between a bunch of lizards? That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, but something like I'll see a lizard popping out of the fucking trash can, and I'll be like, oh my god, Kai is sitting in the trash can. Kai is eating food from the trash can. And trust me, during the entire process, I thought that the lizard, that little creature was actually Exokai. So yeah, my dumb ass thought a lot of stuff. All right. During that time of my life, just like this mountain in here, I was a huge mountain. Like I was such a huge person, and I was crying for this little thingy, right? And it was not even such a serious thing, but it was as if I was grieving for the loss of something. I was grieving for the death of something, because schizophrenia can actually, make a person actually, um, yeah, I feel like yeah, something is not dead. But yeah, I feel like schizophrenia can actually make you mourn for, like, it can actually make you feel like everything around you is real, everything around you is, like, people are actually dying around you, something really bad is happening around you. It's what this mental illness actually gives you, right? And I was, during that point of my life, I was like, torn in between sorrow, I was in grief, I was in pain, I was going through a lot, right? And I think I think there was no other way to get out of my schizophrenia than to sit with that thought and cry about that thought. All right, like there was no other way than to cry about it. And I feel like with the touching Starkist leaf, I feel like I think this is a sign for you to see things from a higher perspective. Like, yeah, let your imagination rot, let your imagination decay. I do not know. I feel like there is something around here. I feel like there is something that is going on in here With the family, with the Ten of Pentacles in here, I feel like there are old systems, old patriarchal systems that are falling apart, or there is some sort of grief, right? Because of the loss of a system or a loss of an loss of a system or a loss of an organized way of doing things, right? And I feel like you guys are getting a cue to develop a higher perspective during that time so that you can see things from a higher perspective. I'll read about these two cards and then I'll come back to end the reading. But I wanted to share this little thing that was going on in my head right now, right? Because I was laughing so much about it and I was like, maybe I should share this little excerpt with Soul Seers, right? Uh, yeah, there are funny things, you know. You know, number 6 could be significant, but I'm constantly getting that song from DPR Ian. Misunderstood. Na 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 na. Dear diary. It's a song. I feel like you should watch. I think you should give a ear to that song because he explains the idea of being misunderstood so beautifully, right? And I feel like there's a lot of misunderstandings that are going on in here. I don't know why this looks so funny to me, but this little, this big ass glacier crying, this big ass glacier crying about something. It just looks so funny to me. Um, anyways, um, I don't know. I've never actually tried to keep my cards like this. You know, something about this just makes me feel like I don't know. There is some Venn diagram. Venn diagrams could be significant. Um, yeah, no ideas. Okay, so serious. I feel like this reading will require me to be a little bit more vulnerable and emotional towards you. All right, it might require that from my side. All right, and uh, you know, um, and just now I was talking about my schizophrenia, right? And how I almost like cried my eyes out for the death of a character that I built in my head, right? And yeah, it's these things that I had created, this character that I had created um, as a kid, right? As a child, and I had connected to it due to my loneliness, due to my own sadness, right? And I was so attached to this character right here. Okay, and yeah, I feel like there is something around the lines of this character. Like, I'm not saying this character, but I feel like there is a system. I feel like there is something happening in the collective where I was talking about something about chariot and the beam of light, right? What was I talking about? Yeah, I feel like there is something in the collective that is rotting, that is decaying, all right? It's in the process of decaying. So, this could be the current systems, right? This could be the current structure of the systems. This could be the current way of living lives, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing the Eight of Wands in here, and now again, the word risky is coming into my mind. I feel like um, it's maybe this structure is becoming too risky, or it is becoming too risky to invest in this structure anymore any longer, right? And I feel like many people are coming in terms to that. They are coming in terms to this decaying structure that is rotting, right? And I feel like in this case and scenario, we can do nothing but wait. We can do nothing but do less. Because, see, just as I was speaking about my schizophrenia, right? I could not do anything to stop that. I could not do anything to stop the grief or the loss of that character, even though I had total control over myself, right? My brain had took control over me. My hallucinations had took control over me, and at that point of my life I couldn't think of anything else, right? And I think this is why it is very important for you guys to understand that some of these things, these structures that are breaking down, these systems that are going down, I feel like for many of you guys, with the Mother of Cups in reverse or the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like many of you haven't embraced that idea yet. You are not aligned with the idea of this system or this structure falling apart. You might not be in alignment with the idea of this, I'm getting, of this statement falling apart, of this brand falling apart, of this of whatever this, I feel like this brand built in legacy or this hierarchical order is. I feel like many of you guys haven't yet come to embrace that. All right. Yeah. Now, with touching the star kiss leaf, this I will read this for you guys because I have actually bookmarked this. Yeah, I don't want to like bring this image up to you guys because I feel like if I bring it up there, it I think the censored things will be visible, but you know, see, right? So I'll read it for you. Let this image inspire you to. I'm reading from that as an icon, all right. So as an icon, let this image inspire you to reach new heights while maintaining humility. Let this image nourish moments of pause that enable you to reflect on how far you have come, what's left to be done, and how best to proceed from this point. I'm also reading these 4 points because I feel like these are also important. Feeling your smallness within the infinite, like this card talks about feeling your smallness in that infinite vastness, seeing the big picture of where you are and what you have accomplished and what is left to be done, connecting with the possibility and the potential within the boundlessness of of infinity, and simultaneously feeling rooted in the reality of the present and of who you really are. So I feel like you need to see this situation from a higher perspective, because I feel like for many of you guys, maybe you haven't come to terms with that structure falling apart or with that system falling apart, right? For example, I was like working on this. I was having this entire schizophrenic system in my body, right? Which acted like my coping mechanism. Now, when that system came down, when that coping mechanism came down, it definitely felt bad, right? I was grieving for the loss of this dumbass character that did not even exist. But I feel like that's the thing, right? Um, See, I'll be very honest on how I see coping mechanisms and how I see systems that are built on coping mechanisms, right? Um, See, for long years, human beings did not fathom the idea of comfort, did not fathom the idea of being, sitting in four walls. They did not fathom the idea of creating communities and societies built built on these four walls and becoming farther and going further and further away from nature, to the point and extent that now um, the human society doesn't even know. Like the people in human society are not um, normalized or even have an idea, like like I feel like as compared to our previous generation, this generation, we are far more, um, how do I say this, our feet is not as much accustomed to, for example, we wear shoes with narrow. Yeah, wait a second, I need to like, actually what I wanted to say is that before, there used to be a time when we used to like, walk barefoot. We used to be able to walk barefoot, or walking with slip, and then walking with slippers was introduced, and then it became a convenience, and then afterwards that convenience turned into a luxury, it turned into a brand statement, right? Similarly, um, houses were constructed to protect us from animals, and then all of a sudden, the thing that we made for convenience became a symbol of luxury, an epitome of status, right? And I feel like that's the system that we are living in. And I feel like for many of you guys, you have an idea, or you do not. I feel like it's like we have been normalized, right? Like from the time we have been born, we are um, we have been taught to think that these four walls, or having tiled floors, or having um, a certain kind of, or living in a certain kind of way is considered hi-fi, right? um, when in reality, you know um, you are walking, when in reality you're living in a more, how do I say this? For example, for example, we normalize the idea of ceramic cups, ceramic utensils, right? When in reality, utensils, um, utensils were already doing a great job. You did not have to introduce the ceramic utensils. Ceramic utensils are not as sustainable as the metal utensils, right? So, spoons made from metal, plates made from metal, these things were considered as poor people things, or these things were considered as, they are not considered as that sort of fashion statement or luxury statements, right? So I feel like that's the case in here. I feel like many of you have been normalized to an idea of living life, and that's why it's very hard for you to embrace the fact that the system is falling apart. That I'm also getting the creatures are falling apart. So something is, yeah, I feel like there is something that is falling apart, and you guys are having an issue with, not an issue, but are having problem with accepting the fact and embracing it, right? And then we have touching the star kiss leaf. Touching the star kiss leaf itself tells you that you need to see things from a higher perspective. Understand how you are very small as compared to the vastness of life. I have a very simple thing, just imagine yourself on the, on the top of on the top of Eiffel Tower, or on the top of a, Burj Khalifa or something like that, and imagine yourself, look at whatever, or just if you ever go to YouTube and watch those videos of skydivers, right? Look at how, these, like, I feel like these videos can actually make you understand how much small you are. I'm also getting embarrassed in some case. I don't know, maybe I feel like you guys, yeah, I feel like maybe you guys are feeling very small, or maybe, yeah, I feel like finally, I think there is I feel like you were very normalized with the idea of being some sort of a statement in some kind of way. I do not know, because I was talking about skydivers, and now I'm seeing the scuba diver, right? I don't know, something just tells me that, let me talk about the skydiver thing, right? When you watch these videos, you will realize that the skydiver as a person is very small as compared to the vastness of the world, right? And he needs to, wait a second, let me flip that page open so that I can tell you. Yeah, he's seeing the big picture where he, yeah, seeing the big picture of where you are, what you have accomplished, and what is yet left to be done. Connecting with the possibility and the potential within the boundless infinity, and simultaneously feeling rooted in the reality of present of who you really are, feeling smallness within the infinite vastness, right? So there's something around the lines of, you guys are finally realizing, or maybe there is a sort of humbling moment coming through, where I feel like you need to see things from a higher perspective. You're being advised to see things from a higher perspective, right? You're being advised to see things from a, I don't know why I'm getting neurological perspective. So there is something around the lines of understanding things from a perspective that has, for example, I'm a schizophrenic, right? I have seen the world through my schizophrenic lens, and it's very important for me to see things from a completely opposite perspective, that is the neurological perspective, or the neurological aspect of my disease, right? Yeah. So, here's again. Yeah. yeah, neurological aspect of my disease, right? So I feel like that's the thing. I feel like it's about seeing things from the day that I met you, the day I forever was na na na. Why you come to my life? Hi, and then every time. Yeah, heartbreak anniversary. I'm getting the song heartbreak anniversary. That could be significant for you guys. Um, Yeah, I feel like maybe there's a heartbreak that you need to see in a different perspective, maybe from a neurological perspective. I do not know. I don't understand. But I feel like, yeah, you guys need to, I feel like, yeah, there is a need to see things from a different perspective, right? And with the voice of the moon, I'm getting that, everything every one of us is connected to each other, all right? Even if you have, like, you know, I have, I have to speak on this, all right? You know how luxury, or not even luxury, let's talk about the smallest convenience that we have, right? A home that, with four walls that we built to protect ourselves, a shelter that we built to protect ourselves, a convenience that we built for ourselves, right? um, the way humans decided to turn this convenience into a luxury, into a statement, into a status, what humans actually did was that they created a separateness between them and other human beings, to define their status, to define their um yeah, it's not like they, it's more like, maybe, it sort of became a idea that just started passing down to the generations, right? Where they felt separated or they felt different from the people around them. And I feel with the voice of the moon, you're being told to understand. I'm getting there is a difference between being rich and, yeah, there is a difference between being privileged, and there's a difference between being rich and buying things for your own convenience, and um, being egoistic about having way too much, or being condescending about having way too much as compared to other people. Because in one, you are trying to fulfill your needs, and in the other, you are trying to compare yourself with other people and feeling an egoistic boost or validation within yourself for having more than others, right? So I feel like that's the case, and I feel like you are being told to lock in, or like align yourself with the subconscious, with the collective subconscious, right? What does the collective asks of you exactly? um yeah, I feel like many of you could feel attacked in some way. I do not want to say attacked to you guys, but I do not remember what I told you about the Seven of Wands in here. Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of insecurity that people might have, right? Yeah. I feel like you're being asked to align yourself, or you're being asked to understand or have empathy, or something around the lines of, I'm getting feeling boredom. So almost like maybe many of you feel bored. I'm really telling you this thing, boredom is such a stupid social. I feel like boredom is a social construct. All right, yeah, I feel that way. All right, why I say that is because I feel like you can never be bored of something unless and until you have got the privilege to not question that thing. Why I say that is because I feel like people are so bored, of giving empathy, of understanding other people. They are so bored of, like they have been told, we have been, normalized, or let's just say we have been desensitized to the miserability that the poor people, the poverty actually gives to people, and how it afflicts those people, right? We have been desensitized to that idea a lot. And I feel like many a times we have been desensitized to the idea of people having insecurities, to the point and extent that we think that all these people who are suffering from insecurities are just lazy, whiny complainers, like they are whiny people who have nothing better to do than complain about themselves and their own lives. And I feel like we have been desensitized to the idea of not understanding that these people do not expect your validation. they do not expect it. They are just explaining their life, or they are just describing their insecurities, which makes them sound like they're complaining, when in reality that is like they feel as if they cannot change themselves, or they feel as if they cannot work on their insecurities, because these people have lost that hope. They have lost that light of doing better, getting better. And I feel like that is why I feel like the beam of light is coming through from for you guys, right? I feel like you guys are like showing the I'm seeing the chariot in here, so you guys might be paving the way for these people, to help these people move forward, or to help these people see um, the root cause of their issue, or to help them see um, why um, this is not a big deal, why this insecurity doesn't has to define their entire life, their entire personality, their way of doing things, or yeah, I feel like the willingness to change often goes away when you surrender to your when you surrender to the system, right? So I feel like these people lost that willingness to change. That's the only thing. And now they're feeling attacked by the same system. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like maybe for many of you guys, I feel like maybe that's what is hard for you to embrace. Maybe you're finding it hard to embrace such people who have lost the will to live, or they have lost the will to succeed in life, or they have lost the will to actually come out of poverty, or they have lost the will of, uh, you know, um, beating their insecurities to a pulp. I feel like these are the kinds of people that you are resonating to, or maybe you are being, or you're meant to resonate to, because I'm seeing the two of cups in the back of the deck, right? So it's almost giving me like you are here to voice them, or you are here to like, maybe there is a sort of understanding. Maybe your life has brought you situations where you have got this understanding about these people, but I feel like maybe many of you guys actually feel bored, or let's just say you have the privilege of feeling bored of these people's concern, and you almost feel like, I'm getting they aren't heavenly enough. So something on the around the idea of like, maybe you feel as if yeah, I feel like maybe many of these, I feel like you found something about these insecure people. Maybe you found out that not only are these people, like many of these insecure people who try to pose themselves as saints, many a times, to feel better about their own insecurities. So they feign a, an egoistic mask on themselves and try to act like saint. And I'm not saying that this is for every insecure and anxious person out there, right? It is for some of them. And I feel like you guys have like kind of like learned a lesson where you have realized that not all of these people are. I feel like, yeah, maybe there was a time in your life when you were like, okay, not all of you used to pity people with these kinds of insecurities, and you used to think that these people were very good people or something like that. And I feel like now I feel like there is a shift in your mindset where you are like, okay, these people do not deserve that much pity. Or maybe there was a mother of cups, there was a figure, because this is a quote card. I feel like maybe there was a woman, there was a figure, there was a scorpionic figure, I guess. Yeah, a Scorpio woman maybe, and you just realize that not everybody deserves that sort of pity. And which is why I want you to see this in a different perspective, right? I feel like, um, yeah, I feel like for many of you, Tower in reverse. Tower again talks about Scorpio energy, right? Yeah, I feel like many of you are like, well, you guys think that people do not deserve your pity at all. And I just want to tell you that I think it's not about pity. I feel like it's more than pity. I feel like it's way more than pity. It's not pity that these people want. I feel like it's connection. It's connection. It's a feeling of it's a feeling that they belong. It's a feeling that they belong. All right. For example, the moon, the moon is held by the earth through its gravity. The same way we are held by the earth through its gravity, right? There is no difference between us and the moon, all right? Because we both, like in this sense of way, there is no difference between us and the moon, because The moon is also held by Earth's gravity, and we are also held down on Earth because of Earth's gravity, right? So it's almost like I feel like it's understanding that as much as the moon belongs to the Earth, human beings also belong to the Earth. All right, we belong to the Earth as much as the moon belongs to the Earth. So I feel like this belonging, this sense of belonging, this sense of understanding that everybody has a space to feel belonged. Everybody has a space to feel connected with others. I feel like this is the energy that you feel hard to embrace, because I feel like, as I said, right, when I said the word empathy, I heard the word boring in my head. So I was like, maybe for many of you guys, you feel it, maybe it bores you out to make other people feel belonged. And I feel like making other people feel belonged isn't that much hard, you know. Just go to a freaking, if you have ever done public speaking, right, just go to the public, just go to the stage and take the names of the people who are there, who are sitting in the audience. Just take random names of the people and look at them in the eye and point them out. All right, you know, this actually creates a sense of belonging among the audience. The audience feels as if the public speaker knows them, the public speaker wants to see them or talk to them, right? So I feel like there is an energy like that where you need to, I feel like I'm not saying call out, but I feel like you need to represent these people, you need to belong to these people, you need to make them feel belonged enough, right? And I feel like this is where either you're lacking or you're not willing to do the work in this case and scenario. Reminds me a lot of this K-pop idol, you know, Jimin from BTS. I've seen a lot of his videos where he will try to make his fans feel belonged, right? And I'm like, yeah, um, it's not a strategy, or maybe it's a strategy, but it's more of an understanding where you understand that people do not come to you for, you know, finding new therapy or finding new assets. They don't come towards you because you have something shiny. Yeah, they do come towards you because you have something shiny, but they stay because you are there for them. You make them feel belonged, you make them feel welcomed, right? The wheel of fortune in reverse. The strength is upright in the back of the deck. Wheel of fortune in reverse, huh? Hmm. Exactly, right? I feel like, yeah, there is something around the lines of maybe the beam of light that you're showing to these people is like way too. I feel like, yeah, because you see how this wheel of fortune is connected by threads. I feel like the sun right here, the sun in this in here, I feel like it's burning the threads away. So there's something around the lines of, I don't know, maybe there's some aspect about you, maybe there's something about you that is, or maybe there's something around this system, right? That is making people feel as if they are not part of the system, or that is making people feel as if they need to burn, that is burning away like that is making them feel disconnected in some manner, right? I feel like that is the twist of fate as of now. I don't know if this is a person that you were dealing with, especially a Scorpio woman or a feminine Scorpio energy. I feel like, yeah, they're not in the best alignment right now. Like whoever this individual is, they are. I don't know. There is like a. I'm getting this quote in my head. Um, the difference between heaven and earth, right? The difference between the earth and the sky. So there's something like there's. I feel like the difference is being highlighted more than the connectedness, and that is what is causing the issue in some manner. Okay, so for some reason, all the cards are coming face down all of a sudden, all right? I'm like, yeah, I feel like you guys are creating something with the Ace of Pentacles upright in here. I feel like you guys are creating some very important or very precious thing, or maybe you are protecting these people. Maybe you have acted as a guard for these people. Maybe you have acted as I'm getting a leader of a movement, protest leader or something like that. Like, yeah, maybe you guys have created something, or maybe you guys were, yeah, maybe you started something, all right. And I feel like that is what is, I'm getting that you started it in budget, or you started it in a very small budget, and now it's connecting with other to you guys, or that is, or now it is connecting with um, people. Maybe there is a fire sign energy that I'm getting right here. I don't know, something about the month of June could be significant, but there is a fire sign energy in here, and whatever she has, I feel like either she's very protective of the people around her, or she's very, or I feel like maybe you guys are learning how to be protective. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for many of you, maybe you first, at first, you were not embracing the idea, and then I feel like fate did not, I feel like something happened, maybe something happened, and then you realize the importance of protecting your own things, right? I feel like, yeah, I feel like this protectiveness needs to be, I feel like, yeah, needs to be encouraged, or needs to be, um what is this, spread. Yeah, it should be spread. Yeah, there should be more, like, people should spread that up. Now I'm getting this thing in my head. You know how there was a Australian police officer, she kept a conference, right, where she told that in olden days it was easier to protect our children because we were living in a village, and everybody in the village was taking care of our children. But now, because of the internet, and because of these online social apps and everything else, we need a whole damn we need the whole damn world to come and protect our children, right? So there is something around the lines of that. Maybe you have created a protest, or maybe you have created a a vibe, or maybe you have encouraged people to protect each other in some manner, all right. And I feel like, yeah, because I feel like during the time that this system is falling apart, there is something like that that you're doing, or something that like that you guys could be encouraging, and this could be the source of your income in some manner, all right. I think I'm gonna get the last card now. The Eight of Cups is in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like, um damn, bro, there is a mountain in here, and there's both the mountains are flipped upward, and this ice. Oh my God, this reading is so connected. This reading is so gosh darn connected. You know what it feels like? It just feels like there is a system that is falling apart. There are people who are coming out of the system because they have seen that the system is falling apart, so they are taking the risk and coming out and showing and paving the way for other people. Because I feel like inside the system, some people are getting bashed at, or something like that is going on, and now everybody is creating a new system under the moon, like secretly. Why does it gives me like secret cult or secret organizations? Anyways, yeah, I feel like for many of you guys, I feel like, yeah, I feel like it is hard to come down, or it is very hard to leave the system alone. It's like you want to go away from the system. It's like you did not want to go away from the system, but you had to walk away from it, right? Because I don't know, because it was not easy to collaborate, or because there was some person who was taking away all the money, or taking away all the benefits of the system. Last card, man. Spirit, give me the last card so that, dear universe, please provide us the last card so that we end the reading. Damn. Yeah, man. I feel like, yeah, that's the case and scenario in here. I feel like, wait a second. I was trying to make, yeah, yeah, I think yeah, it's great. Okay. I don't know why I wanted to say Lily Zuspan. Actually, by the way, these oracle cards, These are made by Laura Zospan, these beautiful watercolor cards. It's the Cantigi Oracle. It's written by Ray Diamond and the art is by Laura Zospan. I don't know why I wanted to say Lily Zospan. Wait, but I feel like yeah, that's the thing, right? I feel like many of you could be like changing the names because the Ten of Pentacles is coming in reverse. I feel like the money is falling down. See, when I saw it in your case, I told you that you are the one who is building the money and legacy. Yeah, I feel like with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like the money is falling apart or it's falling down. Like whatever this institution was, I feel like their money is rotting away or it's falling down. And this provided a new opportunity. It provided a new opportunity for the growth of something new, a growth of something new that the King of Wands right here has. All right. He might be somebody who is out of the system. I don't know why it reminds me of this guy called Rohan Learns. Rohan Learns. He's talking about some of the issues that are happening in the Indian government system, right? So, very profound YouTuber. You should actually check out his videos. Yeah, but I feel like there is a growth. I feel like what I'm seeing in here is that with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I feel um, like this institution and the money that was circulating in this institution, yeah, something in this is. I feel like yeah, the all the how there is there are so many pentacles who are surrounding this one pentacle. I feel like yeah, that's falling apart. I feel like these pentacles, these surrounding barriers, these people who used to barricade this capitalist in the middle, or these people who used to protect the leader of the previous organization, the system that is falling apart, yeah, those people are leaving behind, they are leaving the system behind. And I feel like they are going out and creating their own new systems, or they are creating new venture capitals. I'm getting the word venture capitals. I do not know what venture capitals even mean. All right, don't ask me. But yeah, I feel like this has what has caused a new growth, a new chain of growth, right? And I feel like you have to learn to embrace that. You have to learn to embrace that. You have to learn to start you have to learn to build a community that protects people like these who have been abused in work environments and are and did not want to leave, but they had to leave because they were the ones getting taken advantage of, right? Yeah, I think there is something like an opportunity for growth in here. But I do not know why I'm getting I'm not I don't know why I'm getting I'm getting Guinness Book of World Records right now. So I'm getting like there is something small that is like no matter how I see it, even though it looks like a legacy is being built, I feel like I don't know why. It just feels like it's something small. It's something as small as making a Guinness Book of World, like making into the Guinness Book of. I'm not saying it's a small feat to get into the Guinness Book of World Records, right? But I feel like there is some sort of. I'm getting the song Gabriella by Cat's Eye. You can have anyone if you wanted to. I'm begging you. Um, yeah, I feel like yeah, I feel like it's I feel like it's a short named. I feel like yeah, the name wouldn't live or last for too long if you could have any. I feel like you guys are changing your branding name or something like that, bro. I do not know why I'm feeling that. I'm also seeing like a totally different type of aura or energy coming out of you. Maybe you guys are like rebranding yourself in some manner. Yeah, yeah. Maybe you guys could be rebranding yourself in some manner. Yeah, soul seers. I actually that's all I'm seeing for your reading today. I feel like there is a rebrand. You guys are rebranding yourself. Maybe because, yeah, I do want to know if this is gonna be a long-term legacy or not, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like this will only happen if you take the risk. If you take the risk of being confronted, if you take the risk of standing despite the attacks being made against you. There's something like that in here. Maybe you have the ability to protect, but are you going to protect or not? It's a question that is sitting in front of you. Yeah, soul seers, that's it. That's all I'm getting for your reading today. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.